Well, thank you. I just have to say I appreciate all of the disagreement. The reality is, if we had censorship, perhaps some of this conversation would have been muted. Senator Schultz referred to the weaponization of big tech. Earlier, we heard an individual suggest that this bill is weaponizing the legislative process against big tech. Perhaps that's offensive to someone. And thank goodness Zoom isn't monitoring and censoring what we're hearing and seeing. When the political divides are as great as they are in our nation today, we need more conversation. We need more disagreement. We need more conversation. But what happens when big tech censors Iowans or censors free speech like the New York Post? And Facebook throttled that article about Hunter Biden and Russia. They removed it. You couldn't share it. I had the screenshots. You could not share it. And yet they were wrong. In fact, by their own admission, in a conversation I had with them, they admitted that they were wrong. But what is the remedy? What is the remedy? There is none. They're shielded under U.S. Code Section 230. And so I do find it a little ironic that here we are having the ability to disagree with one another, and there's no censorship. And it's a beautiful thing because we get to learn from each other. And we get to learn from each other's perspectives and point of views. What I am disappointed in is that we keep hearing about the economic impact. What is the value of our Bill of Rights? 56 men were willing to die for it. 56 men mutually pledged their lives, their fortune, and their sacred honor in establishing a nation built on the foundational belief that we have a right to have our voices heard. And yet, big tech is weaponizing their platforms to push a specific agenda. We have court cases. I'm really, again, disappointed that no one from Facebook, no one from Google, YouTube has been restricting videos. I just have to mention this. PragerU has a video about the 10 Commandments, and it's restricted. And during congressional hearings, the reason was that it talked about murder. Thou shalt not kill. I mean, that is how ludicrous it is. You're restricting these videos, putting them in the same category as pornography or violence. It's shameful. These liberal executives out of the Silicon Valley are not going to control what Iowans hear, what they see, and they're not going to censor them. The Supreme Court themselves in Peckingham v. North Carolina referenced social media as the public square of the 21st century. And the irony of this is Senator Mathis, Senator Schultz, myself, any other elected official on social media based on a court case, I believe it was Davison v. Randall. The court upheld that we cannot, as elected officials, censor, remove, or otherwise prohibit an individual from commenting, from voicing their opinion on these social media platforms. Yet because they're a private company, it's fine for them to do it, but the elected officials cannot. That is inconsistent. That is merely inconsistent. And I think it's a matter of time before the court does have to make a decision on this very important issue. I would just like to also point out to Nathan Blake with the AG's office, I appreciate the comments you gave during the committee hearing, but I think it emphasizes just how big of an issue this really is. I am looking forward to seeing that fiscal note because I think it's going to demonstrate just how significant of an issue this is in Iowa. I agree. There are going to be numerous complaints that are going to come in to the AG's office, and so I look forward to that. I guess the last thing I would just point out is we have an obligation. My feeling is we have an obligation as legislators under our Constitution to protect Iowans. Under Section 7, every person may speak, write, and publish his sentiments on all subjects, being responsible for the abuse of that right. No law shall be passed to restrain or abridge the liberty of speech or of the press. We have an obligation to protect Iowans. I respect that these are private companies, but they are the public square of the 21st century. When you have individuals who have been locked down, not so much in this state, but other states, locked in their homes, how are they able to voice their opinion? Governor Newsom over in California is facing a recall election because of some outcry there. But yet, how do they voice their opinion? They do it through social media. I think it's a very dangerous road big tech is going down. Thank goodness Verizon doesn't monitor and censor the conversations I have with my constituents. Google, Gmail. I mean, we can go through the list. But Senator Mathis, I have to correct one thing. This is not to simply get the attention of big tech. This is to change the behavior of big tech. And they can choose. They can continue with all of the policies they have administered thus far, but Iowans aren't going to foot the bill for it. We just simply are done allowing them to collect hundreds of millions, perhaps well over $1 billion in tax breaks, while they're censoring the very people who are footing the bill. So with that, I will sign Senate File 402. Yes. Senator Schultz will sign. I respect Senator Mathis withholding her signature on this. We can continue to find, continue to find ways to improve the bill. We certainly will do that. So with that, thank you.
And in the spirit of free speech, I'll tell you, Senator Chapman, I understand, but I disagree.
Thank you.
So I will not be signing this because I think it has a lot of work yet to do. This is an imperfect piece of policy, and to advance this could be more dangerous than you think.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for attending.